Hi friends, welcome to Common the Chaos Homeschool. My name is Davine and today I am going to be sharing all my family curriculum for the upcoming school year. So today's video is super exciting because it's a collaboration that myself and Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool have been planning for a while now. We are setting up a playlist with a bunch of other homeschool moms and we're going to be doing a 4-part series on our curriculum for the upcoming school year. So this week we are talking about our family subjects. Next week we'll be talking about our math picks. The week after that will be language arts, and the final week will be all of our electives. So if you're interested in seeing what other homeschool moms are picking for the upcoming school year, and I'm sure we'll have a variety of ages and grades, and it'll just give you a great overall comprehensive view of what some other moms are doing. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to click like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you see when the new videos are up. And when you're done this video, don't forget to check out the playlist that I'll link below to all the other videos in this series. So let's get started on my family curriculum picks for the 2022-2023 school year. So today I'm going to be talking about our family subjects, and I would say our family subjects are Bible, history, geography, and science. So those are the types of curriculum I'm going to be sharing with you today. All right, so let's start with Bible. The main new thing that I'm planning on doing next year for Bible, this is new to me. I've never used any from this company before, but I definitely have heard a lot about it. Very popular company, Apologia. We are going to be using Who is God with Apologia. And I did go ahead and pick up the junior and the regular notebooks. My girls are going to be using the regular notebooks. And so what they have, it looks kind of like this. There's crossword puzzles, there's copy work, there's just different pages like this. And I will be linking all the links to all the resources below. So if you want to take a look at anything that I show you in this video, but that's kind of what a regular notebook looks like. And then I got junior notebooks for my 2 sons. So going into this new school year, my kids are going to be the same age as they are right now, 9, 10, 11, and 13 to start. Okay, so I got for my 9 and 10-year-old the junior because they aren't super into writing. So it has some coloring pages. It has tiny bit of fill in the blanks. For Bible, I always try to make it minimal writing for my kids because I don't want it to be a chore for them to do Bible. So that's what we're doing as our main Bible next year. I don't think this is going to take all year. So my plans for when we're finished with that, or even interspersed with that, I like to do every other day. Sometimes I don't like to spend all 4 days of our Bible on the same thing. So often I'll do every other day. So I'm still finishing up our Sunlight B and C Bible readings. So we still have some of those. So I think I can intersperse the assigned readings of our Sunlight BC and do Apologia. And if we finish both of those things, I have purchased, this is not the one we'll be doing. This is the one we're doing right now, but I just had a copy of this. I have a bunch of these not consumed devotionals. And I think I bought a pack of maybe 5 or 6. I got the junior version PDFs. So I'll just have my kids pick one that they would like to do, and we can do that if we run out of these other things to do. I recently did a review of A Content Heart from Not Consumed. So if you're interested in seeing that, I will link that here. So that is my plans for Bible next year. So let's get started on history. So our main, I don't know if it's main. One of our histories is going to be Book Shark D and E. So here's the guide for Book Shark, and we have actually started on it a little bit. And if you're wondering why we went from Sunlight to Book Shark, really, I purchased Sunlight B and C when I first started homeschooling. So that was 2 years ago, I started Sunlight B and C. I purchased it myself while we were waiting to get into a parent partnership program here in the area. Second semester, my daughter got in, and then this year we've been in the parent partnership program. However, of course, they will not let us purchase religious curriculum. So that is why we switched from Sunlight to Bookshark. However, the programs are so similar, I don't think this is going to be a problem for us. So we are doing Bookshark D and E condensed. We actually got that for this year from our parent partnership program, but we have just started on it. So we have done a few of the books. We are probably a few weeks into Bookshark. We will continue to work on that till the end of the year. We still actually, at the filming of this video, we still have 6 weeks, so we can still get quite a bit done. So that's what we're going to be doing next year for our main history curriculum. So here is just a pile of some of the Bookshark books that come with. This is just the textbooks that are coming with this level. If you want a flip through of any of these curriculum, feel free to ask me in the comments to give you a full look through. I will probably do as many as I can anyways, but that's if you want it sooner. If you make a comment, I'll be more likely to make it for you a little bit sooner. So just so you know about that. So along with Bookshark D and E condensed, I am still going to be working on another curriculum that I purchased I actually purchased it last year. So we have been working on it, but we will continue to work on it. And that is Beautiful Feet's Early American History. This is the primary, so it's for the younger kids. I've mentioned this before in other videos. I got it because it has all the beautiful Dallaire books that I really wanted to get. So we are working through that. We have been working through it. So what I'm doing with Bookshark D and E as well as Beautiful Feet is I am kind of just mushing them together. So I'll do some Bookshark, and when it comes to a good point to move to something in Beautiful Feet, then we stop and we do Beautiful Feet for a while, and then we're going to go back to Bookshark. And so I just like the variety. So that's what we've been doing last year with Sunlight and Beautiful Feet, and now we're moving into Bookshark, and we're going to continue with our Beautiful Feet interspersed in there. So for example, some of the books we've done in Beautiful Feet this past year have been Leif the Lucky, Columbus, Encounter, and we are going to be moving into Pocahontas and Jamestown. So this is another one. I can definitely do a flip through for you if you're interested. I did purchase this, like I said, the end of last year. So they actually have a new version up, but I'm sure some of the books are still the same, and the Beautiful Feet probably is very similar. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. So history, one more thing that I love to do. It's very easy to do. It doesn't take me any time at all. And that is we're listening to the Story of the World audiobooks in the car. So I have my case, it's kind of a mess, but anyways, we have started on volume 3. This is the early modern times. We've started that, and I plan on getting through these and the modern history one that comes after these. Just listening to them in the car every so often, and I just try to keep it on pace with our history. So I'm really hoping, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, I'm hoping to get through American history this upcoming year. So I think that's probably pretty ambitious, but we'll give it a try. Okay, so I have some things for geography. And so let's see. This is my latest addition to our next year's curriculum, and I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I thought it was a good idea. I hope it's a good idea. So I'm gonna try it out. So I was on Guest Hollow's website. I really love Guest Hollow. They're one of my favorite curriculums that I've found. Just a lot of variety, lots of books, and they have a lot of fun activities and links to YouTube videos and all that sort of stuff. I've been really excited about their science, but I was looking at their high school geography and cultures unit, and I purchase the guide. So I purchased the guide and I was looking through it and I decided that, so if you do Bookshark or Sunlight, after D and E comes level F. And level F is a focus on Eastern Hemisphere geography, culture, some history, which I think is really cool and very exciting. And I definitely want to do that. And I do value my kids knowing about the world and knowing about other countries and cultures. That is, I think, one of a high value to me, having been a Canadian who grew up in Taiwan, and I've adopted a daughter from Taiwan, and just being kind of a third culture kid growing up. To me, studying countries and cultures and getting to know our world is super important to me. So knowing that Bookshark F is maybe the next level that we'll be doing in the upcoming school year, I was thinking, well, I could use this with F, but this covers the whole world. It goes through the whole world, and F is the Eastern Hemisphere. So what if I did this year, the first part, half of it, the Western Hemisphere and Europe. So Europe and the Western Hemisphere. And what if I did that this year as we're studying American history? And then next year I can use the second half of this with Bookshark F. So like I said, this is a high school curriculum as well. So then I'm like, okay, is that going to work for my kids who are upper elementary and middle school, kind of the middle school, early middle school? Is that going to work? So it says it's adaptable for middle school. I am focusing it on my daughters who are the older two. I'm going to have my sons follow along. We're going to be watching a lot of videos about other cultures and learning about countries. If you've been watching this channel, you know that we've been doing My Father's World, countries and cultures for the past 2 years. So yes, I'm signing up for 2 more years of countries and cultures. So like I said, that is a value of mine, I guess. And I really think it's important for my kids to know about the world. So basically, we're going to be trying to do this, and I'm going to try to just tone it down. But on top of that, my plan for next year, this is kind of a high school prep. In my mind, this is a high school prep for my daughters. My oldest daughter is at a lower grade than her age normally would be. And so I was thinking, well, she's going to be at the age of starting high school, even though she'll technically be in 8th grade the year, not next year, the year after that, she'll be in 8th grade. But maybe we could start working on some high school credits and just take our time with it. Maybe it'll take us 1.5 years. And so I was thinking between Bookshark F and adding stuff from here at the high school level, I could start getting my older 2 daughters some high school credits. Now my middle daughter, she picks things up very easily, and it would not be a stretch for her to start working on a high school level in this, not next year, but the year after that. So that's my thoughts on this. We're gonna use it over 2 years, and I hope that works. These will have a ton of books. I don't have the books yet. Once I do, I will go through and show you all the books that I'm getting. The Parent Partnership Program will be purchasing a lot of the books for me because they're not religious, so they can purchase a lot of the books for me. So once I have those, which will be probably not until the beginning of the school year, so don't look for it too soon, then I will definitely do a flip through for you and just show you some of the books that go at least in the first half of this unit in particular. Now, this also comes with an online textbook. So I'm not sure, but I feel like you can look at the textbook without even having purchased this guide. So if you're interested, maybe you want to go and check it out, you can. So there's an online textbook, and then it comes with a workbook. So here is the workbook pages. I'm not doing all the books because, like I said, it is high school curriculum. You definitely need to look at the books. They do have notes with warnings and things like that. And there are some high school content, I would say, in some of the books, but they do tell you that, or they show you clips, like they'll show you like link here to see what the most controversial pages might be and see if you want to do that with your child. So I did take out some books for sure because my kids are not ready for that level of content as far as, yes, I didn't want them, some of the stuff, to be exposed to some of the stuff yet. So it is a high school curriculum. You do want to check it. Even if you have a high school student, you have to make sure that they are at the level of maturity that you want to have those discussions with them. And so some of the books I just cut out completely because I'm just like, either they won't be interested in the content or it's just too mature for them. We're not going to be doing the whole workbook, but they do have workbook pages. So I just kind of cut out the ones that we won't be doing, and we'll do as much as we can of these. And these go along with the literature books that you're reading, as well as the online textbook that comes with this. So I will be reading the textbook. I will probably connect my computer to our TV, and I will be reading the textbook to all of my children, and we will be working through the workbook together, and I will be reading most of the literature, if not all of the literature, with all my children. And I actually have set up the playlist, the YouTube playlist to play, and I'm thinking I can sneak that in at lunchtime so we can watch the YouTube suggestions at lunch. And there's also music and things like that from different countries, and I was thinking, well, I can play that on my phone off of my YouTube list on my phone in the car, and there we go. So music studies next year is going to be just world music from different countries and cultures. So that's what I've decided for music. But anyways, that's not geography. Let's get back to geography. Okay, so now this was my geography plan before I added this guest hollow unit. And that was, and still is, Beautiful Feet's geography. Now I think this is going to be pretty simple and light. So this is geography of the US. So when we get to the US in our guest hollow geography, I will pause and we will go through this Beautiful Feet's geography. And they use 4 books. I only have 2 of them here, but they use 4 books to teach the geography of the US, and then they have maps and mapping to do. And so I have this one here, Seabird. And so this is kind of what the books look like. So we're going to be going through these stories and learning about the geography of the US. And then we have Paddle to the Sea, and it's by the same author, Hollings, C. Hollings. And then it uses 2 other Hollings, C. Holling books to teach American geography. So there's my geography. Okay, so now for science. So I would say, I'm not sure when, it was one of my first videos. I showed you a guest hollow guide called Actions and Reactions. It's really maybe my first video. So I just found Guest Hollow, super excited about them. I love their variety of literature. I love the links and activities. So I've been a big fan of Guest Hollow ever since I have discovered them. I did a flip through of Actions and Reactions, and that is chemistry and physics for the elementary child. And I was going to do that with all my kids, middle school, elementary. It was plenty for middle school as well. So that was my plan originally. And then we got to the end of our biology this year, and we've gone through all the animals and we're getting into the human body. And so then they had like a few, like, I don't know, 20 lessons on the human body. And I just felt like it seems like the human body should be bigger than that. There's a lot to learn about the human body. Honestly, I am not a huge fan of anatomy. It is not my favorite topic at all. But I think someone mentioned in a Facebook group that they were using Guest Hollow's anatomy. And I was just curious, oh, what would that look like? So I went on Guest Hollow and I saw their anatomy, and it actually made me excited about teaching anatomy. And I think if I'm going to have to teach anatomy, this is probably the time to do it. I'm going to do it super thoroughly. It's the perfect time to start talking about our bodies and changes and stuff for my boys. We've done that with the girls, but with the boys, I think it's time to start introducing all of that. So it's just a perfect time to do anatomy. And I feel like if I'm going to do it, this is the way to do it. So I picked up Guest Hollow's Anatomy Junior, and it's for grades, it says for grades 3 to 8. And it's a literature based. So I am hoping I didn't go too overboard with all the literature based stuff. I have Book Shark, I have Beautiful Feet, I have Guest Hollow Science, Guest Hollow Geography. So I guess this is going to be an experiment year. Are we going to have too much literature? I guess stay tuned and find out. All right, so Guest Hollow Anatomy. And yeah, I don't have the books for these yet. Once again, the Parent Partnership Program is going to be purchasing most of the books for me. I'm purchasing any that have, Christian content at all. I'm purchasing those myself. But I should be able to show, I can do a flip through and show all the books September, October, sometime like that. So if you're interested in that, I guess stick around and I will be doing a flip through at some point on that. So I'm very excited about using Guest Hollow's Junior Anatomy, and I can't wait to be talking about it more, and I'll let you know how it goes this year. So that is my piles that are surrounding me: Bible, history, geography, and science that I'm doing this year. I definitely don't feel like I went simpler this year than my past year or 2 years. I think we have signed on for a lot. So we'll see how it goes. I guess stick around and see if we can make this work. I feel like we have our days pretty much set up. I have a certain amount of time that I allow for group subjects, and we will get through what we get through, and I think I'll be okay with that. There's no adding time to really, kids' attention spans are only so much, so we'll see how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for coming today. Don't forget to stick around, like, subscribe, check out the playlist below for all the other moms sharing their family curriculum for the upcoming school year, and stick around for the upcoming videos that are going to come out every Monday for the next 4 Mondays. So thank you for watching today, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.